Hello there, expensive people. It's IJENATION. So today we're gonna have an expensive conversation, or at least a luxury conversation. And I know how you all love the luxury. That's why you are here. Now that the riffraff is gone, hey my pumpkins, it's IJENATION, your expensive bae, here with the tea about everything that you want to know that's travel related or whatever I want. That's none of your business, but I'm gonna tell you anyway. Now, I have been bougie my whole life with like no money. And as an adult, I'm still bougie. Just now I can afford to be. And you want to be bougie too. And that's why you're here, because you are interested in all-inclusive resorts, baby. And I have all the tea for you for the all-inclusive stays. And I'm going to teach you how to be bad and bougie, or a distinguished gentleman on a budget. So I have been asked dozens of times to make a video about all-inclusive resorts, and I can understand the appeal because all-inclusives just sound amazing and your best life, and that's what you want to be living, right? My name's Bianca today, and Bianca is very rich. But first things first, I need to get much better at telling you all to like and subscribe. Definitely hit that notification bell because it helps us out. 1, 2, you are definitely going to want to know all of the information that I have to give you in the next coming videos. All the tips, all the tricks, all the travel hacks that you want to know to get you where you want to go. Now that all of that poor energy is out of the way, you want to go to an all-inclusive resort. The work? What work? The work is taken care of and all you do is enjoy it. Simple as that. Well, I'm going to give you 10 tips to you living your best all-inclusive life. So first things first, if your tail has never been anywhere before, let's define all-inclusive. So all-inclusive means exactly that. It's all-inclusive, which means everything, which means you will get the food, the drinks, the room, and a number of other things that I probably can't say either on YouTube or shouldn't say on YouTube. Within the confines of the resort, everything is taken care of for you so that you don't have to deal with the muss and fuss of dealing with the issues and the intricate details of getting from point A in your trip to point B in your trip fabulously. Now, as your travel bae, I've stayed in lots and lots of all-inclusive hotels and resorts. So you are getting the expert dish. Number 1, booking. You have 2 options that I find pretty easy. You can either book through the resort themselves or you can go through a third-party site. I particularly, with that fact, don't have a preference, but they do both have their ups and downs, but that's another video for another day. But either way, be sure to specify that you are booking either something on a Brady Bunch level or something on a nasty level. And I say this because if you're trying to be nasty, all-inclusives usually have 2 to 3 properties all on one compound to suit your needs that run right together but separate. So make sure that you know which one you want to do because there's no going back once you book it. What I mean by different options on one compound means you can either do adults only, you can do family friendly, or you can do singles. There's even singles options. Now, for instance, when I was in Jamaica, I stayed at the Royalton, and the Royalton was a very beautiful resort. I ended up staying on the family-friendly compound, which sometimes you can be into. To me, it was a price issue. You definitely sometimes get better deals when you go family as opposed to adults only or singles only because they are catering to different types of entertainment, and one is definitely cheaper than the other. Throwing an adult party definitely costs more than it does to throw a party for mom, dad, and the kids. But it also had an adult resort, which was adults only, duh, no children allowed, and across the way was hedonism, which is for all of the grown that want to do grown things. Number 2, next thing you want to do when you're booking is take care of the details. This could be the difference between a lame stay and the royal treatment. My first tip for you is to book the transportation with the room. You can easily do this from the website or whoever you're talking to over the phone. Just make sure that you let them know that you would like to be picked up at the airport and taken to the resort, and also, ipso facto, you would like to be dropped off at the airport at the end of your stay. There is nothing more satisfying and relaxing than walking off of the plane and seeing your name and a driver holding your name up, waiting for you to get into that van or that car or whatever it is that you've chosen mode of transportation wise, and not have to worry about catching an Uber, a taxi, or some random ride to get to where you need to get to. It can be very pricey to catch a taxi to a resort. Usually resorts are on a wealth of land that is far, far, far away from the airport, and the last thing you want to do is spend $50, 50 American dollars, 50 euros, 50 baht, wherever you're coming from. You don't want to spend that kind of money on transportation. That's money that you could be spending on something else. So definitely take care of booking the transportation with the booking of the hotel. Most of not all resorts have a way to come get you anyway, so you might as well just go ahead and take it. I don't care if it says it's an additional $25 to the booking or something like that. They have to make money. They're going to get paid. Nothing is free. It's just included. So just make sure that you just eliminate the hassle of looking for transportation. You're going all inclusive. You might as well get the transportation to and from the hotel. Now, number 3 should have been number 1 to me, but listen, I've seen the worst. I would normally censor myself because it's YouTube and of course you want everything to be monetized, but I'm just gonna say it straight up and plain and simple. Maybe I'll beep it out, but don't be an ass. It should be rule number 1. So many people show up to the resort thinking that they own the hotel and the staff. I have seen some of the biggest tantrums. They were so accommodating and so helpful. Do not treat the staff, I'm shaking the table. Look, I'm shaking the table. Do not treat the staff like servants. Treat them like the people that are hardworking, that they are. There for you. They're not there to be your slave. Don't be intentionally messy or slovenly or sloppy or rude just because you think you can. Not only will it make your stay that much more lame, but the staff will also turn on you. Trust me. Don't bring these things on yourself. I remember specifically talking to one of the attendants to my room, and I remember him telling me that he was in training, and while he was training, he was not getting paid. He was there all day. He was there a 14-hour day and did not get paid one dime to be there. Where in the world are they doing not paid training? So just keep that in mind. Number 4, wristbands. They are on you from the minute you get there to the minute you leave. And this is not a suggestion. I'm telling you, do not take your wristband off for several reasons. Reason number 1, wristbands aren't free. The first one is free. The next one will cost you. Now, don't get upset when they start telling you, okay, you left your wristband at the pool. Well, that's $75 for a new one. Why? Because wristbands are your currency on the resort. They're going to hand you your keys. They're going to give you a weak drink. And they're going to tell you, this is your wristband. And this wristband will get you into anything on the resort. This will get you into the shows, the restaurants, the events, the pool areas, on and off the beach. If it's a private beach, you need the wristband. The wristband is currency. If you lose the wristband, you are going to be up Ish Creek without a paddle. You do not want that to happen to you, so just keep it on you. It's a little thin piece of paper. You've all been to the club, so you know what the wristband feels like. It's basically that. It's just waterproof. Keep it on the entire time. Save yourself a dime. And please don't tell me that it doesn't coordinate with your outfit. I know, fashionista, I know. It's hot orange and you don't want to wear that with your all green outfit. But baby, if you lose that wristband, I'm telling you, they're going to charge you extra, and it's probably not going to be a small fee. It's usually between $75 and $100 to get a new wristband. And the reason for that is if it was lost out in town or if it was left somewhere outside of the compound and anybody could walk up, put that wristband on, and use the facilities that they haven't paid for. So there's a method to their madness. Basically, keep your wristband on. Number 5, the food. People are gonna come for me about this if they travel. I know they will, but just pay attention to the kind of people that come for me. If you leave a comment down below and you let me know that you like resort food, I want to have a conversation with you. Honey, I have been to dozens and dozens of resorts, dozens in at least 16 countries. All the food sucks. Now, I'm not going to say that the food isn't edible. It's all right. With the exception of breakfast, I have never eaten resort food that I thought tasted really good. Usually it's mass quantity produced. There's a lot being made at once because they're serving a lot of people. And in the event that they're serving a lot of people, you're going to lose the details in flavor. Not only that, but it's also being served to a broad number of people who don't all necessarily acclimate very well to the, I'm just gonna keep it a stack. They make the food bland on purpose because a lot of people can't handle the spice. And if you're gonna leave the country, more than likely you're gonna be in a country that's full of some kind of culture, that has some kind of native food, that probably has spice that a broad number of people cannot digest. So they make the food very bland, and it shows. There will usually be several restaurants at the resort. Most resorts that I stay at have anywhere from 5 to 9. In Mexico, I stayed at the Breathless Resort, and it had at least 9 different restaurants. It had all kinds of fare, from American to Chinese to Italian, Mexican, French. But even at a resort in Mexico, the Mexican food was not good. And the staff usually is hilariously honest and will tell you that what you're getting on the resort is not what you would get if you were out in town. My favorite thing at an all-inclusive resort food-wise is breakfast. Breakfast is usually a free-for-all. It's probably going to be buffet style. That does not mean that you can't get room service and have breakfast brought to your room, but usually that's at an extra cost. Most all-inclusives just think it's easier to have a buffet spread, and it is. My advice, listen, sis, bro, when you get up in the morning, as soon as your eyes part, brush your teeth, wash your butt, put on some shorts, and run to the buffet. Because everybody is waking up around the same time, and I'm telling you, the closer it gets to about 10:30 when they stop breakfast, it's going to be a madhouse. If you want the fresh hot food first thing in the morning, my advice is to get up early, go early, get it over with, and you can pick whatever table that you like to sit at. Early bird usually gets the best views and the best part of the dining area, and you want that. Número 6, excursions. Excursions may or may not be included in your all-inclusive booking. This is why I said previously to pay attention to the details. Not all excursions are included. Most of the time, as a matter of fact, most all-inclusives do not include excursions into the booking price. They are a separate fee that you can agree to or not agree to and just not do anything. It's all up to you and what kind of trip that you were trying to book. Most hotels have deals with nearby companies. Like, I know Sunwing is a really big one that usually has some kind of deal with whatever resort that's nearby. Excursions can be very, very cheap, and they can be very, very expensive. It just depends on just how wealthy you're feeling that day. And it also depends heavily on the country, and tours can go from anywhere from 2 hours to all day long. It just depends on, like I said, whatever it is that you feel like spending and how wealthy you're feeling that day. This is one of the reasons why I really, really like Expedia. Now, Expedia isn't paying me. Sis is getting no coins for this, but Expedia, holla at your girl. Expedia is really, really good about offering you excursions, tours, and what have you, even cars, and usually at a much better rate than what you would get if you tried to book it while you were there. So at the hotel's going to have the hotel prices, and then you're going to have the third-party site prices, which are usually a little better. So if you book third-party, that's a good way to go. If you book through the resort, then you might be SOL and have to book your excursion while you're there. My advice while you're on an excursion is wear comfy clothes. Do not try to be the fashion plate in 6-inch heels while you're going to go visit Chichen Itza in Mexico. You are going to lose all of your toes, and I'm not going to do anything but say, I told you so. My advice is that if you want to take fly Instagram pictures and you want to do it for the gram and for Snap one time, take a backpack and bring your cute clothes with you. I did that in Dubai, I did that in Thailand, I did that in Bali. It's just easier because number one, it's probably, wherever you're trying to go is probably hot as hell unless you're going to a winter resort. And even then, you still want to dress appropriately for the weather. You want to make sure that your feet don't fall off because the tour is not going to wait for you. It will not be just you. I guarantee you, whatever tour you take, unless you choose to book a private excursion, which are few and far between and hard to come by, the only thing that you're going to be able to do independently is sit your butt on the bus. Everything you're going to be doing is going to be in a large group. They won't even be just picking you up from your resort. There will probably be 10 other resorts in the area. The objective in every country is to make money. And even though they want you to have a wonderful time, it's not just about you. You will be sharing your tour with several other people. So my advice to you is to come prepared. Solo travelers, I have a little extra advice for you as far as what to do if you want to take bomb pictures and have a good time by yourself, because I know a lot of people think that if you go on a tour, an excursion, or even on a trip by yourself that you must be lonely, but I got you, and that'll be in another video. So please subscribe so that you can see what to do if you decide, I don't want to deal with people, I just like to have some time to myself. I would just like to do this on my own. I got you, and you will have an amazing time. I promise you that. Number 7, if you don't know, ask somebody. Don't assume that the jet skis on the property are free, or the boats, or the canoes, or the pool noodles. Make sure that you ask somebody what's free, what's available to me, and what is an extra additional price. There's always vendors from outside of the resort that come to sell their wares. Make sure that you ask what is and isn't off limits to me while I'm on the resort. Now this tip I'm going to tell you is probably going to be controversial to other travelers, and you can do whatever you want. I'm not telling you what to do or how to live your life, but I am saying if you're going to go all-inclusive, you should enjoy the all-inclusive stay. Like, I personally, when I book an all-inclusive trip, I have no desire to leave the resort. If what you want to do is go out in town, I'm going to suggest you don't do it on an all-inclusive dime. And I will make sure that I put that in the very next video for those who would like to go and visit countries without all-inclusive. I'm just saying, next video. But if you chose an all-inclusive, I'm just saying, enjoy it. You've got shows, events, clubs, parties, day parties, night parties, middle of the day parties, drinking games, eating games, aerobics, pool activities, and it's already paid for. Everything that you require leaving the resort will cost you. I'm assuming you chose all-inclusive for a reason, and that reason is so that you don't have to worry about pulling your wallet out or your credit card out at any point during your trip. Number 8, incidentals. When I say incidentals, I mean things like snack shacks, stores. They cost. They will definitely have gift shops if you forgot a bikini, or you need some shorts, or you forgot your sunblock, or anything that you might need while you're out, sandals, flip-flops, whatever. One time I went to Portugal and I forgot a comb and a brush. What in the black girl hell? Who goes out of town and doesn't remember to bring their comb and brush? This girl. If you forget things, just know that the resort stores are very, very overpriced. Also with incidentals, I want to bring up the terms when you're booking your room, what kind of room you're exactly getting. There's ocean view, ocean front, garden, pool, swim up rooms. Ocean front means I am looking directly at the ocean. Ocean view means at some point in the compound, you can see the ocean from wherever you are. Views may vary. Swim up. Swim up means that your room is probably going to be on the first floor, and once you leave out of your balcony, the room is going to be met with the pool. You're going to have a private pool that is outside of your room. These are my particular favorite. It just feels like luxury, and it really is, because if you don't feel like getting in the community pool with everybody else, you can sit and have drinks at your own pool. Of course, it's going to cost you much more. Garden means exactly what they say. You have chosen a room that is facing some vegetation of some sort. Then there's also pool rooms, and the rooms that are facing the pool area are the rooms that you'll be getting. Pro tip: if you're going to stay at an adults only hotel, please do not complain about the noise, because everybody there is grown and ready to party. Nobody's trying to go to bed at 10 p.m. You are going to hear all night long, okay? Until probably about 2 or 3 in the morning. That is the point of an adults only hotel, okay? An adults only resort is catering to the adult lifestyle. Usually this would be the time where at a family resort, even at family resorts, I will say even at family resorts, they put the kids to bed at a certain time and still have some adult activities. You can ask to see if you can have a room that is far away from the center of everything, like maybe stay away from the pool if you don't want a lot of noise, but more than likely you're going to get a lot of noise at an adults only resort. So just don't be that guy that goes to reception every night and complains that your neighbors are too loud. It's an adults only resort and the party starts at nightfall. Get with it or get lost. That was number 9, by the way. And number 10, have fun. It's an all-inclusive. You're gonna see people from all around the world, from all kinds of different cultures and places, and I know that you're probably going on a girls trip or a guys trip, and you think, I brought people with me so I don't really need to do a whole lot of chit-chatting and banter, but the best parts of my trip have been from just meeting people when I get to the resort. When I was in Honduras, one of my favorite stories is the fact that a couple that could have been 65, maybe 70 if they were a day, started talking to me out of nowhere, and we hung out the entire trip. Pearl and Mike were my favorite part of Honduras, and we even went on excursions together. We drank together, and we drank a lot, and all day, every day. You are there to relax, but you're also there to socialize, so have a good time, enjoy all of the services. You earned it. So that's going to be it for me on my top 10 travel tips for all-inclusives. If you are more adventurous and you want to travel, still fly, but by yourself, I got you on the next video, I promise you. As always, I'm going to tell you to like and subscribe, so like and subscribe, and hit the notification bell so that you will be aware of the next time I post a video, giving you all my good tips, tricks, and travel hacks. And leave a comment below if I didn't bring up something that you really had a question about. Definitely let me know in the comments below. Let me know if you have a question about a specific country. I'm going to get into my countries individually, but if you just want to know right now and it's just burning you and you're leaving next week, let me know and I will definitely try to address that. Regardless, I'm going to have you living your best travel lives. So anyway, I gotta get out of here. There's poor people around. Until next time, baes.